Broadcasting live from the mixed-up world of Hyrule, localized entirely within Herndon, Virginia. This is SpeedGaming Live 2019. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Bobtastic. Joining me today in the booth, Epipoliticus, the man with the stronger beard than mine. Here we are for the semifinals match between WeightyWords and Andy.
And you may be asking yourself, how did we get here? Well, in the past couple of days that have gone by, it's been a lot of exciting bracket action, not to mention the groups right before. But let's see, kind of working backwards from Andy and Weighty. Andy defeated Superman Taylor, who got past Matt the Ogre. Taylor was a play, and Matt the Ogre, I think, won out on his group. And Andy took Solski in the first round. Weighty, in a match that you might have seen just a bit ago, I know it was on the pre-roll, defeated Willard J. Bradley, who had gotten through Bonta in the first round. And that match was a real thing. There's a bit of a story there. But Weighty took out Coper in the first round, and so that's that side. This is going to be huge, though. I mean, to get through this kind of competition, you just have to have the right moves. It's pretty much that simple.
Yeah.
OC and Jem are going to be later today, 3:30 on the other side of that bracket. Jem, just super exciting match against AK last night. OC and Fred, unfortunately, I don't think made the restream, but another really good match from what I've heard. So then Jem over Jet in the first round. It was AK over Ace. Fred Coughlin beat Thalane out in the first round, and OC won out over Sir Link-A-Lot. Continuing on so far, he's in the semis as the number one seed out of that initial qualifier stage. So
there have been a lot of surprising results here.
Yeah.
Thalane's not here, and I expected Thalane to, take it home. So
yeah, I mean, we had a couple of his group matches up, and he was on an absolute tear. But now we're in the semis. We've got just 4 left, and we've got these 4 trophies here, too, to give out. We got, of course, in descending order, the first, second, and then 2 third place. We're not going to be getting that plan for the third and fourth.
Not really going to, split hairs here.
Yeah. But so this is what we're down to. Somebody's going to be taking these home, along with, of course, those fabulous cash prizes. We got something like $3,000 in the prize pool. So it's going to get a pretty even spread out of actually the, I believe the top, is it top 4? Yeah.
I think it goes down to top 16.
Top 16? Oh, everybody in brackets. Oh, wow. How generous. That's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and a couple of guys, apparently news to them, congratulating each other down the crowd. Good times.
All right. So we are still getting things a little bit set up over on the stage here. Once again, Link to the Past randomizer.
Coming up, then 3:30 again, but let's see what else is on that schedule today. Actually, I had that out on the phone. I swear I'm not being rude.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, so we've got this coming up, and then there's plenty of Super Mario Maker action. After this scheduled is, I believe, Timp and Zero for Super Mario Maker. That's a semifinals matchup, followed by a crowd control event for Super Mario Brothers 3 randomizer. So pretty jam-packed day. That's more Mario Maker 2, more Link to the Past, more Mario Maker, more Link to the Past, and finally this big Zooter Grand Finals.
Boy.
The participants yet to be determined. They're getting their semis in. Going to be an off-screen affair. So, should be a good one, though. A great way to round out the night. A couple of championship matchups.
So, if you were not familiar with the Link to the Past randomizer, where you been? But here we are. We've got Andy and WeityWords. They're just going to face off in the Link to the Past with all of the items kind of moved around in such a way that you can still complete the seed. So there's a lot of technical logic and programming that goes into making sure that you can do that.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be very fun if you couldn't actually win.
And so as we go through this, we may be talking about certain items that are in logic or out of logic, and
Right.
that's the
With
idea behind
respect
that.
to that pathing.
Yeah, the idea behind that is if something is in logic, it's something the game intended you to have at that point.
Yeah, there's certain combinations of items you need, for example, to get through the dark. Some rooms have a torch now with the advanced placement that's new in this version. Fire rod's enough. It used to be that only lamp would put those in logic. There do still remain certain rooms with no lanterns to light, and therefore you still need your lamp. That's just one example, and then there's things like the fake flippers and all that. So we'll see plenty of the simpler tricks like that, and maybe a few bigger surprises as we get this match underway.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're more familiar with the randomizer and haven't caught the tournament, this is open mode, worth noting. 7 crystals to make Ganon vulnerable, 7 to open the tower. And it's not fast Ganon, so we're going to see it's basically the old school open. The crystal counts are kind of a new feature.
Right.
In the open mode, of course, meaning that they don't have to rescue the princess. They just start house or sank and get right on with it. Some folks lament that they, escapes the 4th pendant dungeon and all that. Or maybe wish they could get a weapon off of Uncle to kind of point them in a direction to open the seed. But I think, kind of puts a little extra emphasis on the routing, a little bit extra emphasis on just, when you're 1 versus 1, sometimes you need a bigger play, a little bit more of a thoughtful play when you know who your opponent is. And so we'll see if either of these two guys can make one that unravels the other.
Yeah, and of course, you're talking about escape. That was, if you just watched the previous match, that was kind of the deciding factor for Weighty there.
Yeah. A big
actually
key item
going
there.
First thing.
Yeah. Doing it when he could.
He got a sword out of Link's house, so just go right in there, grab the two medallions were there.
Yeah, and in particular, I think it was that Quake that ended up being a late go mode for his opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
second progression item that Weighty picked up was the go mode item for his opponent, and it was really sad. But that is how the randomizer tends to go. Just a few little random elements to it. And, it wouldn't be exciting if we didn't have that random element to it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me an NMG run.
Sure.
But it's a whole different ballgame, whole different spectacle here when you randomize everything.
Yeah.
So we do have the seeds set up. We just need to get the audio functioning over there.
Yeah, it looks like they're still getting, with this live event, some additional considerations to making sure you can't hear us over here while you're running. Otherwise, you kind of know where all the items end up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're almost ready to go. And then I realized nobody has any headphones on their head and they can hear exactly what we're saying.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good idea that we're not going yet.
Yeah. Hi, Andy. Hi, Weighty.
How's it going?
All right, maybe headphones not required. We're good. Man, meantime, we got that marathon going on Speed Gaming too as well. Apparently, the episode 1 racer is underway.
Mm-hmm.
That's an old favorite of mine.
Yeah, and speaking of an NMG run, I heard that Chris and Lanxian are going to be doing one of those pretty soon down there as well.
Yeah, gonna get to see that. No major glitches with all the vanilla items and all that.
Yeah. Have
very,
they gone? Have
very
they done
high tech run?
Have they done the SMZ3 multi-world yet? Have Alu and Solsky done that?
Right.
After
We're finding out
NMG?
that's apparently right after. Yeah. So. Yeah. Bust out your phone, your TV, your computer.
Yeah.
Get it all going.
Just make sure you watch both of the things at once. Of course, just make sure you can process that kind of information. All right. So. Yeah, and the VODs are a thing. That is true.
Yeah.
But, I mean, of course you should be watching everything all at once at the same time. Just watch all the VODs at the same time, too. You should do that, too. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself.
What's that?
Somebody in chat asked if we could get a song in the meantime, and I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't want to force that on people's ears at the moment. Especially with the way my voice is in the morning. Anyway.
Anywho. Yeah. But as we said, got the semifinal match coming up shortly. We got trophies and a little bit chunk of that prize pool on the line. One of these guys goes home with one of these, and one of them has a chance at one of these. So, also, we got the blonde hair link on there. How about?
Oh wow,
yeah.
I didn't even notice what was on the front.
Yeah, little lift in the Triforce action like our dude in the
Nice
tournament logo.
Yeah, Challenge is the website that does the brackets and things.
The question, how late does the tournament run today? The finals are scheduled for 7 p.m. And so we've got this semifinals match underway shortly, the other at 3:30, and then 7 p.m. the big showdown, followed by Zooter finals, which, yeah. And we're swapped over. They're getting the headphones together.
Oh, I should definitely just make that hard mode happen. Get some required CWJs up in there. Anyway.
All right.
Okay. Looks like we are getting on stream here.
Yeah. And some sporting file names from WeightyWords here. Good luck, have fun, Pug Boy. Of course, Andy and his followers known as the Pug Farm.
Right.
Likely see him running that same sprite. Yeah.
Right, so they are once again still getting the audio set up, making sure that they can't hear us, because I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be loud. It's going to be pretty hype, and so...
going to be a lot of excitement here for this semifinals matchup. Now, if we go off of the hash, there's going to be a bunch of fetch quests.
Yeah, the green pendant, the book,
I think
the
chat
shovel.
wouldn't mind a fetch quest for breakfast.
Fetch quest for breakfast?
Yeah. New from General Mills. It's Fetchy Crisp.
Fetchy Crisp. Okay, yeah. Anyway. Hey, I see the top of my head.
Yeah. There's been a...
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are getting the layout set up, we're getting the audio set up, and we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, Andy checking in with that Pug Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
While we're at it, let's thank ANOD100 ahead of time for getting the tracking.
Mm-hmm.
See those grid squares down the middle of your screen and that single timer since we're live. Got the... one of the things a little different from the usual SG time or tracker for this game. You've got the dungeons and their prizes down the middle. Then you've got those thin columns on each side. Those will be checked off respectively for each player. And
right,
that AGA, of course, is AGA 1 because they're going to have to beat AGA 2.
Right, and those icons in the middle.
Oh, and I think we're going. All right.
Arrows
go for the
start
semis.
with.
Yeah, how about those arrows? Crowd going nuts.
All right, and both runners deciding to go for the uncle start here.
Yeah, we got Crystal and Hera Pennant on Desert. I didn't see Eastern.
Neither did I.
Bummer. Hopefully our tracker got it in, or our chat can help out.
It looked like green pendant for Eastern, so
yeah,
a
plenty
couple
of
pendants in Light World.
Yeah, it means more crystals in the dark. We're likely to see, say, Ice Palace and Turtle Rock both required together.
Yeah, more crystals in the dark means more items required, means more randomizer for all of you.
Yeah. but not so much coming through right now on this open.
I expect both runners to peace out right here.
Yeah. Picking up the magic. Got 20 rupees now. Gonna start from Sank and hope for a little better luck with maybe a bomb pool here.
20 rupees from the Sanctuary chest as Andy and WeightyWords both head toward Kakariko Village. We'll see if they... I mean, they'll probably go through the Lost Woods. We'll see if anybody decides to go check the Lumberjack Cave. That's probably not happening with both of these runners.
Yeah, Andy's going to take the wide side on the pond here, and usually indicative of no Lumberjack check. Meanwhile, Weighty going up top, and usually this means getting that check. So we'll see if the information ends up immediately useful.
Or at the very least, he looks to be setting up the tree pole.
Yeah, small magic.
He is
Hammer in the woods, so both of our runners going to catch that in short order.
We are going to get to see what's on the Lumberjack.
It's just a piece of art.
Vanilla item there.
Yeah, and now requisite rupees in order to purchase bombs from the village. That hammer's a nice weapon to have early, not to mention its use in accessing the Dark World.
In terms of damage, it's as good as 3 swords put together.
And the hitbox is like half a one, depending on the direction you're facing.
Alright, so Weighty's setting up for the Tier 2 tree pull here.
Yeah.
Gonna get the hammer. Andy did manage to get a bomb drop, it looks like.
Ah, so he'll be able to take it into Blind's Hut at least. And if he's lucky, he'll pick up 3 more here somewhere. Maybe a 10-pack.
There is the 1 10-pack in there. That's still left over from, say, standard without a sword, which is still a thing.
Speaking of swords. And a Boom Pearl, oh baby.
Oh, and Weighty picks up a whole chunk of bombs off the Tier 2 tree pole, so...
Yeah. Well, given that those bombs did not come out of Blind's Hut for Andy, I guess this helps him make up a little bit of time that he spent setting up that tree pool.
Yeah, at this point, Andy might decide to go south and, like, go through the bottle vendor and then pick up bombs on the south side of town. Yeah, that looks like what's happening here.
$20 out of the back of the tavern here.
Yeah. So that allows him to buy 50 bomb or buy 10 bombs from the shop and go to the bottle vendor on the way back up. So.
Yeah, definitely a fortunate find there. If you leave that bottle vendor open, you're probably not coming back until you check Sick Kid or Flute, unless you get those rupees.
And arrows.
More and more arrows coming in.
Yep. Maybe we could get something to shoot them with. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure they'd love to find the bow early, although with the green pendant at Eastern, if it was, then... Oh, powder.
Ooh.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, hammer. So bats immediately open.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see them check that before they leave Kakariko Village here.
Yeah, I should hope so. It would seem almost irresponsible not to.
Oh.
Big money here in the well.
Big money, no whammies. Anyway. You were picking up the powder. Gonna be heading south.
Yeah, we're gonna watch these guys kind of follow back over their own paths through the village now. And looks like Andy getting ready to head over to that bat, equipping the hammer.
Yep, the magic bat check about to take place. I want to see if this flashes on people's face. Like, it was possible to tell that the ether medallion was being used earlier.
Yeah.
It was flashing in people's face.
Yeah.
Oh, this doesn't really flash. Oh, wait, yeah, there was.
The mail off the bat. I guess it's something like maybe a Batman suit. I don't know.
Mm.
But likewise, WeightyWords following in.
The curse of more defense. Yes.
Right. Well, at 3 hearts, at least if they needed to take a death warp, it's not too much extra work.
Yep.
But who knows if and when that mirror will pop up anyway. Piece of heart at the library.
Yep. Not gonna see that again.
Yeah.
Well, except on Weighty's side.
And Andy gonna double check the race game before he decides to dive all in, and it's a piece of heart, so he'll win out for that.
Good call. All right, 6 minutes in, we've got the major checks in Kakariko taken care of. Looks like we'll be heading south or potentially east, depending on which one we feel like doing. But south seems like the right play at this point without a bow or anything sort of indicating that eastern might be a play you want to do.
Yeah, you got 7 or 8 items coming up, depending on how far Andy wants to go with this, and maybe even more since we have that Moon Pearl and the possibility of a fake flipper. But first, we're going to the dam here. We're going to have an item in a chest and one in the lake that's about to be drained. He starts with the chest. He gets 50 rupees for the work.
All right, that, makes the Zora play look even better.
Yeah, he's getting close. And Weighty will be even that much closer for having not needed to purchase bombs.
Yeah, but somehow they have the exact same amount. Once Weighty picks up the 50, he'll have the same amount as...
Oh, interesting. Maybe he did stop for him.
I think he did buy bombs as well.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, there's a glove.
Yeah,
and that basically guarantees you'll be able to get all the money you need for Zora.
Yeah.
Because there's a rupee farm over by the Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, and an interesting spot here to find that glove. You could actually just walk that straight north and cover Hype Cave, but of course without the mirror, it kind of terminates your route without checking Mini Moldorm, and why get 5 when you could get 10 items?
Now, of course, the real important part of that glove is, well, we've got Moon Pearl, we've got Hammer, so that's our Dark World access right there. Which is important because most of our crystals are in the Dark World.
Indeed.
And Andy picking up an additional 50 rupees, a heart, an ether medallion, and some bombs to go with it.
Yeah, and it looks like Weighty is going to turn right up to this portal and probably pop over to that Hype Cave. You get the 5 items here out of Mini Moldorm versus the 5 in Hype Cave, and I think they'll both be respectively checked off for each runner soon. But we had Red Crystals, Swamp, and Skull Woods.
Looked like Ice Palace was the red pendant.
Oh, boy. Good old Pendant Ice. But yeah, so quite a few items then required to complete the seed.
Hype Cave has a bug net.
Oh, baby.
Piece of heart. Quake.
Oh, man. A little bit of, dueling medallions there between the 2 checks then.
Ice Rod Cave with a full heart. It does look like Andy's intending to do some fake flippering. He might go ahead and grab some rupees out of here. Maybe not. He's just going to kind of expect to get 7 along the way.
Yeah, it's not too many together, but notable that he passes up the farm spot.
All right, Weighty going for Stumpsman.
Yeah. I think Andy might have been more inclined to take this route if the mirror was already in play, because we're going to see Weighty have to walk by this cave south, and without the mitts, not going to have a good opportunity to get back up into the village, where the mirror would help.
The way I see it, Weighty's probably just thinking, I can take care of this real quick, and then in the worst case, I just save and quit, and I can go right back to Mini Moldorm Cave. It's not that far.
It's true, and getting some of this early, even the crystal and pendant knowledge, definitely got some value to it along the way.
And Andy does get bailed out by the hobo there with a big 20.
Oh, wow. What luck. All right, digging along is Weighty. Might have to change the way he spells it. Oh, hook shot.
3 digs for the hook shot.
Yeah, he's just going to keep going. Look at him go.
Yeah, get more money that way.
Yeah, making a ton of money back. Probably thinking about that Zora play as well. Getting real close. The time's up. Time for you to go. And he will. He'll save and quit. But that hook shot, I don't think it's going to take long for Andy to get to the Dark World, and especially there, but, you know, having it early, it just might help out and change something about the route.
Now, while that digging was happening, I know Andy went and looked at the Lake Hylia Island. I didn't get to see what that was, but that's... I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm sure Weighty will check or chat will fill us in. Now he's up in the northern waters at Zora. We've got full heart on ledge, so that's pretty much out of the picture. This will be the final trip up here for Andy.
And heading to Zora proper, what do we get?
Hopefully not fireballed. Waits patiently.
It's like, how about let's move out of the way for a second.
And a piece of heart.
So
Gets a little preview on the ledge.
So the most important thing found over there would have been the half magic in the waterfall cave.
Yeah, one of those things that you're not necessarily searching for, but if it pops up, hey, it's pretty nice, especially when we've got Skullwoods and Turtle Rock required. You know, if your fire rod's available, which
and it can play a very, very small part in the logic with Spike Cave.
That's true. Depending on what else comes up, it can be sort of a slight indicator.
If you get the cape and not the Cane of Burna.
Gotcha.
And no other bottles.
Yeah. There's another check of the map. We've got that red pendant ice and those red crystals, swamp and skull. Now, Andy, into the hype cave. He's waiting out for that mirror, perhaps, and ends up not popping up, but now Weighty down to Ice Rod Cave, and probably going to pull that Flipper's play.
Yeah. So both runners basically retracing each other's steps, though it remains to be seen if Andy decides to go west like Andy, or like Weighty did, or if he decides to go east toward Pod.
It's true, with the hammer in hand, we do have, it's basically the whole off-the-mountain Dark World available. So,
yeah. And Andy is also heading west. He's going to get that hook shot.
Yeah, if he takes it all the way to dig game, there's no reason for him not to. Besides, I guess it's a bit of a steep price for entry, and he's at 33 rupees. I'm trying to remember what Stumpy had.
That's true. He can't.
I think it was bombs.
Can't actually get into Pod, so this...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He couldn't get to Pod and may not be able to get the digging game.
Yeah.
This is a tough spot to be in, but definitely has solutions.
This looks like it might be a little bit hilarious coming up for Andy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. He can fill up on cash here.
Yeah, we're going to get a special trip to the archery game.
Ladies and gentlemen, open mode archery.
Here we go.
Oh, Andy with the strats.
Oh, wow.
What?
Very nice. 5-on-1. All right, there you go. That's the play of the match right there. The double quintuple.
That has just broken my face.
Yeah, the double quintuple.
Let alone my brain. I usually just sit there next to the guy and wait for him to come to me, but no, Andy's like, I got this.
Yeah. But now he's got the shovel money and the pod money. He's all set. Yeah, so Weighty now making his way up to Zora is going to end up similarly disappointed and similarly bereft of rupees. So we'll see if he ends up going for that archery play. Or, well, he's been through digging.
Yeah. My guess would be he goes to West Dark World.
Yeah. And now we're seeing them playing to escape. That was so important in WeityWords' previous match. Of course, being a randomizer doesn't mean there's anything here, but there could be. This opens up pretty early. As long as you've got some weapons, then you can make your way all the way down to Zelda's chest.
It's kind of interesting that Andy's deciding to go to the front first.
Yeah, and actually,
Weighty probably going to go to the back.
Yeah,
here.
It looks like it with that save and quit to the Sank. But actually, heading west as you predicted. Yeah, so gonna leave that one wide open for now.
All right, Andy finds the map in the first chest of Eastern. That is vanilla.
Sure is.
So if you
We're
go
likely
to
to
play the actual NMG version of this game, don't open that chest.
Yeah, you don't need it. I mean, unless you do.
If you need that, you probably shouldn't be trying to speedrun NMG.
Eh. Speaking of things we don't need, apparently, Weighty, just gonna go right through the dark room up the mountain, has picked up the old man, is in that second room. And while it's one of the simpler paths to follow, it definitely has some of the highest risk if you do fail. You get stuck in here. One of the few spots in the game where the save and quit logic kind of modifies specially, the other being, I guess, the top of the pyramid after starting Ganon.
Yeah, in the original game, if you made it to the Dark World after beating Aga and didn't have the mirror, you would kind of be soft-locked there.
Yeah. But not too much off the old man as he continues to climb through the boulders, and Andy is taking care of the ball and chain trooper. Gets that big key and some bombs. So on he goes. Gonna set up the death warp now. A few more hearts than what we were talking about earlier, and that blue mail is gonna make this take a bit, but at least he's there.
Yeah.
We'll wanna.
And it's definitely faster to do this than to walk out.
Oh, for sure.
It looks like Andy might decide to go for the
that was
dark
flips or flute.
It was something blue and not bombs.
Exactly. Yeah, so he's going for it. I couldn't quite tell from the bottom.
Being told flippers.
Great. Yeah, and that's gonna well, it's gonna put help out with getting into swamp. They're obviously a required item, and with Mire being a crystal, flute also required. So they're gonna be finding both of those something blues, and even that third one in the mirror. So Weighty lines up the bomb jump. This one a little tricky. It's one of the longer jumps you can do, and helps with the having the geography of the cave there to push you along. But he gets it first try.
Yeah, with that bomb jump, if you've ever tried it and wondered why it never worked, it's because halfway through, as you're going across, you have to start holding down. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Ah. And now I'm going to take that hook shot across. The key was in the dark cross there and escape. So Andy, not going to bother with the rest of the dark room likely, but starting at Sank is probably still going after the back of escape via the drop-in.
Yeah, as there are actually 3 items there now for sure.
Yeah, we have the map and the key, so we know it could be maybe even the other glove.
Weighty going for Paradox Cave here. Got 10 arrows and 10 arrows. So, again, arrows plentiful early, which means we won't get any by the end of the seed.
Yeah,
by the time we need them.
Yeah, I was going to say, unlikely to come up, but could be a thing. There's another
Master sword and a lamp.
Oh, man.
All right, so turns out...
Oh, speaking of mitts, Weighty pulling them out of Paradox Cave there. So between the 2 spots, we've got quite a bit of gear.
And it turns out that Weighty's play up the mountain is theoretically in logic now.
Yeah. And actually, those mitts are a great find here. He's going to be able to get the rest of the side of the mountain. On top of, with the hammer, able to go to Hera. Check out what's needed for Turtle Rock. He's got the hook shot. This ends up being a real good play here. And not that Andy's wasn't, because like you said, that lamp was there. And the Master Sword. And the more swords, the better, really. Oh, and Fire Rod out on the mountain. We're going to want that mirror in order to get that.
We definitely do need the Fire Rod for 2 entire dungeons that are required this seed.
Yeah, and so now Andy with his pug sniffing out Lumberjack because, well, he's got the stuff to do Aga now. But, thankfully for him, just a piece of heart there, and so he gets to save the 6 minutes. Now, if you wanted to know what Weighty was up to earlier, Andy with the lamp can show you. As Weighty has found his way into the Tower of Hera. It's our 1 Light World crystal, and so certainly going to be something they hope to complete quickly.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. We've got the bombs. We've got the hook. We've got the chance to... execute on stream. This glitch here again. He's kind of buffering in, make sure he gets that location just right. We call this the Tower of Hera pot clip, and if you've been watching the restream races, you've seen it once or twice before.
There we go.
Great setup, great execution, gets it 1 try. So you can push your way into that pot that normally you have to drop from basically up here. Just one of the ways the dungeons kind of sneak in, like, hey, you can get fairies just about anywhere. Put the map in that big chest. And a piece of heart there.
All right, so he's trying to avoid having to go to the tile room entirely, if he can.
Indeed.
Of course, we'll have to see what Moldorm has. I imagine we'll probably see hammer strats on Moldorm.
Yeah, it could be. We'll see how he's feeling with that fighter sword. Yeah, it wants the added power of the hammer. With just 3 strikes, you're able to skip that sort of agitated phase at the end of the fight.
3 strikes and we're out, I guess?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's how it goes at
it is World Series
Moldorm
time.
game. I don't think Cracker Jack are in the item pool, but we got the run-in shoes. He's going to get around Hyrule just that much quicker now.
I would take that prize over any Cracker Jack any day.
Yeah, I don't think they put boots in the box, do they?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, this boot's going to help out here.
All right, so speaking of boots, probably going to head for Spiral Cave next would be my guess.
Yeah, one of the best places to use them. It's because all that long walking. We've got, Thieves Town, Crystal's going to be sped up with that, and just everything, really.
Yeah. Now, the boots, they speed you up. They don't speed up as much time as some people would think because there's only so many places you can use them effectively.
Right, yeah.
But
Something
there's a
like
lot more
4
than
tiles.
you think.
If you've got to go 4 tiles, dashing's better, but yeah. And then if you're clever like this, picking out the angles in the map and everything, you can just run along those and get right around. So we're seeing Weighty pop in the Dark World as you all find the mitts up here. Get that Super Bunny check, and Andy following behind on the mountain.
Reasonably certain there was a piece of heart and a boots in Hera.
Yes.
So there was not a second item that was fire locked.
Correct. Compass would be down there. Yeah, and so that paying off exceptionally well for Weighty, having not gathered that lamp. I mean, he could have just as well just finished the dungeon normally from there, but, taking the elevator, as it were.
All right, so Andy heading into Tower of Hera. He's going to get those boots as well.
Yeah, and let's see what it takes to open the Turtle Rock dungeon today. Looks like Ether. Both of our runners with that in hand already.
And Weighty deciding not to open it up at the moment, which makes plenty of sense because no Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, you're going to have to do pretty much all the same stuff later, and so you're actually just adding time with all the transitions and whatnot.
Weighty's kind of hoping to pick up the mirror here so he can get the fire rod as well.
That would be fantastic. And Andy going to go for this clip as well, because who has time? There goes a bottle.
All right, the very first bottle of our run. And WeityWords going to go ahead and skip out on Spike Cave for now.
Andy sneaks in that Hera clip as well. That's 2 for 2. Yeah, both these players probably, going to be happy with that.
All right. Weighty continuing. Yeah. Going to go to... Okay, maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. Going
Mitts
to
and Boots.
King's Tomb.
Yeah.
I was like, is he going to skip the back of Escape again?
Nah, just wants to get this one first. We'll see.
Oh!
Mirror! Oh, baby.
Whoa!
Had to get up there for the mitts, though, so couldn't quite get that all tied off with a bow, but really not mad about finding that.
That's definitely not the bow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fire rod's right back up there. I'd be tempted to just go grab it.
Yeah. Looks like he's going for Bonk Rocks first. Might do back of Escape, but yeah, you want to get up there and get you into Skull Woods. I guess they've got hook and flippers now. Hammer. You want maybe one more sword would be nice, which is sitting in the back of Escape for Weighty.
And Andy picking up the boots as well.
Yeah, but Swamps and Logic.
Gross.
Yeah. But he's going up for that fire rod, it looks like, and who can blame him? Maybe even, won't get around to much else up there without that cane. Yeah, you got Swamp now with that Fire Rod, Skullwoods. Thieves Town, of course, been open for a while. With that early hammer, you know, no nervousness there. Once we find Flute and Cane, the other rod, and at least one bow, we're pretty much good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Might take a couple other items along the way, but we'll get there.
Yeah, so it looks like Weighty is going to go up on top of Turtle Rock and open it up at this point. There's, again, no real point in trying to go in unless you really want to spend a bunch of time trying to cross a gap without a cane.
Right, yeah, you could hover it, but then you've got quite a lot of work after that first one. But yeah, I guess on the second trip, going for that Fire Rod, predicting he's going to take at least 3 trips anyway, is going to open it now, because then you're kind of saving the time later. If you take that bottom portal or even the top one, just, you know, already got the cutscene out of the way.
All right, Weighty once again heading directly to the ice or Fire Rod.
Mm-hmm. Andy just scoring his Super Bunny money.
All right, Fire Rod acquired for WeityWords, meaning he can full clear Skull Woods at the moment.
Yep. Andy
Which I would
TR info.
I would not be surprised to see the play towards Skullwoods Thieves Town at this point.
Yeah, definitely the reason he went up the mountain was to make sure he'd get those both checked off in one swoop. With the bits now, it's going to open up a couple more things around the village, including the smith chain. Yeah, and I think from there he's likely to just kind of continue, you know, around the world, as it were.
Probably Skullwoods. Might check Graveyard Ledge if you're feeling it.
Yeah, and double check, you know, if it's like a bow or ice rod on bumper, you want to know that you're looking for cape.
And then at that point, go Thieves Town, and then you can round it out with Smith Chain into Swamp. So
yeah,
just a whole chunk of things.
Yeah, worth noting, Weighty still has not done like basically any of escape, so that Master Sword at large for him. He's got that hammer, probably feeling pretty comfortable with that tempered sword power.
Andy thinking about just completely skipping or piecing out after picking up that mirror. He's going to go do the whole Bonk Rocks thing, though. And then he'll probably head back up for that Fire Rod.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty smart play, as we're seeing Weighty end up with it and just wanting to kind of check off both of these dungeons at once. You don't want to have to make the trip between, especially when you're probably going to do these front chests of skull early anyway. They have such low requirements that, you know, it's often that a huge progression item can be found here in what would seem otherwise unlikely circumstances. But heading right to the back is he.
Yeah, when you have the Fire Rod, especially in the advanced logic with the non-guaranteed small key, heading to the back first is usually the play.
Yep. Sneaking around the star tiles and doing quick map check, just to make sure he's in the right room. And off he goes. Weighty nearly to his Mothhiel fight. Sneak it in, and we'll see how well our Moth behaves here. With the half magic, he's going to have a little more room to work with. As long as Moth stays a little bit further down, he's going to be off the spikes and able to actually take the damage.
Oh,
nice fight.
Nice done. Didn't quite have a whole ton of magic there to pull it off, but
yeah,
gets the red mail off a Moth, so there we go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, well, here goes Andy. We were talking about that work you might have to do in Turtle Rock. He's going for it. He's going to hover this first gap, which means he's intending on getting around the rest of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of hovering you can do in here.
Yeah.
Really,
just remarkably consistent. Yeah.
Really, the only specific thing you can get in here would be the this first item. You could theoretically get the items on the right.
Oh yeah, now you have the fire rod, but the execution involved in that, from what I understand, not beyond Andy's limits, but definitely a bit unreasonable to pull off in a 1v1 semifinals, the cash on the line and all that.
So,
but hey, I mean, it could have been
Andy
could have been a huge play. Like
off.
it might have been some forced double dip shenanigans here or something, and he would have been able to circumvent.
I mean, you're on a stage. Sometimes you got to showboat. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I guess so. Certainly the spectacle there, just getting those turns in like they were nothing. Yeah, it looks like I hate to say I missed them, but I think both the items out of Skull Woods already. If Weighty's not playing too risky.
One of them was the red mail, and
right, and I guess the other one might have missed it in that chest while. Oh, and he hadn't even picked up that fire rod, so the more ridiculous hover not even on his mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would have just been yeah.
All right, bombs for WeightyWords in the C house.
Yeah, you're gonna get to this village now, and almost certainly Thieves Town. In fact, gonna put it in along the way.
Yeah. Looks like Weighty decided not to check the north side of Dark World, which is, it's a play I respect. It's like you know where you're going.
Yeah, and having done some of the southern route earlier, it'll be interesting to see if he picks south of Grove Cave or the Graveyard Ledge, because at this point they're kind of identical checks in terms of distance and the item requirement, the mirror.
All right, so we've got the Sick Kid check from Andy. I don't know if WeightyWords did that, but it was just 20 rupees. So nothing terribly important, just making sure that we know that happened.
Yeah, and with the mirror in hand now, might be routing it in at some point right after this dungeon.
Looks like Andy going south into Village of Outcasts before heading up to Skull Woods.
Yeah, and I guess maybe we're slightly more likely to see him check the north after this. We'll have to just wait and find out.
Yeah, so Spike Cave just came into logic with WeightyWords picking up the blue cane, the cane of Burna, in Thieves Town. Apparently we don't have a spot on the tracker for that, but still potentially relevant for logic.
Yeah.
WeightyWords going to find both keys up here as well. So 2 items and 2 keys in the front.
So we got 2 more map and compass in the back. 2 more items, that is. But yeah, this dungeon being one of the ones where Boots, just such a boon. All these nice straight hallways. Able to scare all the Stalfos away. Take some of the fright out of these, what we sometimes call Patrick Stars. I'm honestly forgetting the name of them right now.
Oh my goodness, Weighty just getting completely bodied by the Hellway here.
Yeah, little string of bad luck, just kind of bouncing and bouncing.
I mean, we don't call it that for nothing, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're bouncing off the spikes, unfortunately, it doesn't care what mail you have.
Andy was on the correct pixel, but got blocked by the starfish.
Of course. Oh.
And I did miss what was in that upstairs chest.
Just the map.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 more item placements, 2 in the basement, 1 on the boss, and we're going to find a compass, and who knows? Might be cane, might be flute, might just be more and more rupees.
Alright, compass in the maiden's chest, so that means that the remaining 2 items are in the big chest and on the boss.
Yeah, and of course not being a terrible issue since the hammer was real early in this seed, so. A shield, hardly useful at this level.
I mean, if I were, if it were the fire shield, I might be, slightly interested in it going to blind. But that being said, none of our runners are going to get touched by blind.
Yeah, I think both of these guys know the script pretty well. At the very least, I don't expect to see any failure at this point. Of course, the difference between swords here not going to come into play too much. Blind with his sort of special damage implementation. And all the same, Weighty trying to put that hammer to use to get positioning. But if you put in the same inputs at the start of this fight, you always get the same result. And just like that, Weighty gets through without a scratch.
Just a piece of heart on blind.
So, not too much but the crystal here. And Andy taking the hit, but really not much of a setback as he finishes up the fight. And grabs his piece of heart. Got those crystals. And we're relatively even. Gonna see Andy most likely head right up the Skull Woods now, or maybe take care of the Smith since with mirror in hand, you can kind of pop in real quick.
Yeah. Weighty is, of course, actually taking care of the Smith right now. We've already taken care of the magic bat real early this seed.
Yeah, had that hammer and that powder pretty much right out the gate, and so now getting the super fun boot dash here. And the shovel. All right. I think that may pull Weighty's attention south if he wasn't already meaning to, because he's going to be able to route that in with the mirror. That's a word. Quite nicely.
I imagine the whole Swamp Palace thing is probably on his mind right now. Even though Swamp is garbage, just saying.
It does have even if it's garbage, it has a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
And there might be some not garbage among it.
Who knows?
Yeah. 6 items there in that dungeon among the map, compass, big key, and forced small key. So, while you're looking for Ice Rod, Bow, Cane of Samaria, maybe a Bombos Medallion for Mire access. Flute, speaking of Mire access. Yeah, you want to go high percentage plays. It's going to be probably Swamp and a Pod, I would guess, just because those are the 2 big item counts we can actually deal with right now.
Right. The main problem with Pod is some of it might not quite be in logic with the bow missing.
Right, and so Swamp comes first. 1, it's on the way, and 2, maybe it's got a bow. We'll see. I think he did pick up a potion earlier, and that's always the option there. A bit of a sequence break. Speaking of Ice Rod, we got it.
There it is.
Yeah, oh baby.
Ice Rod acquired.
So that'll take a little of the frustration out of the seed. I know can sometimes feel like a slog when you're at that hour mark going, I just need Turtle Rock. Where is it? Where is it? And trying to pick out, do you dive in or not?
There's always that one item in the randomizers that is just like, it's going to be anywhere.
Yep, it's got to be your kill mode.
And WeityWords picking up another sword.
Yeah, that'll be number 3 that we've seen. Weighty's still avoiding all of escape for now, and I think it's basically the lamp and that sword were the 2 big items that Andy found in the back.
Yeah, Andy's also probably going to pick up that that sword as well.
Yeah, and he'll be on tempered. And while the silvers are at large, that can play a pretty big, or make a pretty big difference as we get to the end of the seed. Sort of having the number of hits it's going to take on Ganon and making them easier to apply.
Weighty, are you missing something?
Well, I guess we'll see.
What happened?
Well, it's a video game with a finite amount of memory, and so sometimes someone doesn't get over it. Yeah, I forget the exact ins and outs of that one, but it was close enough. We'll just say that the purple chest was somewhere nearby.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is something I'm entirely unaware of how that works, but
yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Just springing new glitches on me on the commentators. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing to me?
But yeah, just the 20 bucks in there either way. And so at this point, well equipped for a trip into pod later. So Weighty's going to swamp, and Andy gonna dash across the desert. Wants to find out what's on the ledge. Just the rupee.
Go into a Gina's cave, which is a wide open check from the beginning, but most people like to avoid it.
Yeah, because it's deep in this cave. It's kind of the terminus of your route. But if he's gonna make, say, that Swamp Palace play, saving quitting to Link's house really not that bad either. So it's kind of a nice little time to get it in, since you're not sure if and when you're really gonna come back to desert, except in the Dark World with Meyer, which there's a cape.
Ooh.
And I don't know if we got the bumper cave check yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, no.
Andy might be inclined to go look at that.
Yeah.
He is heading to Sanctuary, so that might be the play here, especially since he probably figures his opponent went to Swamp.
Yeah, could be thinking of that. And he hasn't made that Skull Woods play, and so we'll be able to combo this in nicely if that's what he's up to.
Right. So along with Skull Woods, can check the Bumper Cave, can check Graveyard Ledge, and if one of those happens to be, say, the Cane of Samaria or the Flute,
that could be a real thing.
Business.
Yeah, Weighty now, just traipsing through Swamp. Andy through Skull.
So, the Cane of Samaria is one of the items that I can forgive people for going into Swamp looking for.
And there's a
How about the bow?
Yeah, so that's going to combo nicely into that pod play.
All right. And of course, nobody's checked Saha's Raleigh yet either, so there's a whole chunk of things over there.
Oh, yeah. And with that green pendant at Eastern, if they're still feeling a little, kind of, I don't want to quite say panicked looking around for, say, the Flute or the Cane, they might make that dive, because there's a couple of easy checks in Eastern, and the added 4th item through the pendant, it's really not a bad dungeon to get through.
I'd say if you're still looking for the Flute over there, probably go into Eastern. If you get the Flute.
Oh, there it is.
Well, never mind.
All right.
Pay no attention.
Yeah, well, we got Flute and Swamp, so this one's kind of tying itself up, and Weighty gonna...
Yeah, going for the big chest.
Yeah. Waiting for Barry. Barry was having a bit of an outburst. And does avoid getting sucked back down the stairs.
Oof.
Andy, I might have been on purpose. I didn't quite see the room he was in.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, can't imagine.
Yeah, he went for the bridge chest.
Yeah. Probably just wanted a bit of a refill. But yeah, so going back for the big chest.
Alright, waterfall room in Swamp. Notably, WeityWords did in fact skip all of left side Swamp.
Yeah.
And
we'll
so
see.
far we haven't seen map or compass.
Yeah, it might be the big play. We'll see what ends up on Argus as Andy just melts down that moth, and barely even with that fire rod, just bringing the tempered to bear. The score is red mail. Oh, no, Weighty decided it was a hop out and back in. Gonna come into this Argus fight. He's got the boots and the Master Sword. Looks like tries the poke dash. Spins. Gonna double up. Yeah, trying to avoid the menu boss, as it were, of switching to his technically more powerful hammer, but able to instead leverage timing and be about as effective. Well, probably more so for the time out of the menu.
Basically, at this point, the only time I would ever use menu boss on Argus is when I'm actually literally don't have a sword.
Yeah. And well done. Gonna bring out that ice rod. Try to line up. You get a little control in this second phase, and wow, yeah, just totally freeze dries him for a compass. So we do have one item on left side Swamp, and while you're still looking for so many, I think I'd be surprised if he doesn't go back for it, but I mean, what do I know?
Weighty has been playing very aggressively. I think he's skipping it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I think he bails out entirely. Goes to pod.
Yeah, I guess there's 5 to check now. Yeah, and he's gone. Well, we'll see what that ends up being.
He's going to go to Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, yeah. Because he did Skull and Swamp. So it's a check you can make. I mean, you're probably doing Pyramid on the way over to pod anyway. So, yeah, this turned out to just bring itself together quite nicely
And
for
I
this
feel
route.
like Andy going for that swag and then just falling back in the hole.
Oh, no.
He's like, you know what? Nobody saw that. I want to do it again.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean he fell in the hole?
Exactly. But I think, you know, we might have said that Weighty got both items in Skullwoods. I don't think he did. I don't think he checked the front at all.
I guess he didn't. Oh, we're going for the bomb dupe here on Weighty's side. Yeah, I thought I saw a piece of heart or something out of the bridge chest, but maybe not. It's been
Well
a lot of
done for
action
Weighty.
go here. Yeah, and the easy dupe from Weighty. If you can catch that screen transition while the timer's on 0, you kind of get your bomb back. And the nice thing, you can just kind of go back and forth if you're early. If you're late, well, that's a different thing.
And there's a pretty wide window as far as like frames go.
Yeah. All right, so just a bunch of rupees and bombs here at the pyramid. Meanwhile, we're getting that graveyard check, and I'm guessing that means we got the bumper check and we missed it. Shame on us.
All right, it's the 10 bomb pack at Graveyard Ledge, so these aggressive plays for Weighty paying off.
Yeah.
Weighty finally going into escape.
Oh, yeah. And so he's going to spend a little time just digging down through the front of it here. If he gets to the back, he'll be rewarded with another sword that I'm sure he'll be happy to see.
All right. Andy heading into the Dark World. This will probably be his swamp play.
Yep. Right across the lake here. Scaring whatever you call those away.
Now, we do still have, you know, the potential for some of these pendant dungeons to pay off.
It's true.
I mean, Eastern's sitting there wide open with several Sphere 0 locations, or Sphere 1, technically. But
Yeah. And we do have that flute to get in the mire area, which grants us desert. Of course, probably not itching too hard to get towards mire without that cane. Has a sort of famous reputation of leaving the missing item somewhere nearby. But oh, and Andy just hopping right on top of that chest to get the key out.
Yep, you know, collision is a relative thing.
Well, yeah, especially when one of the objects didn't exist a frame ago. But yeah, the bomb's out of the cell for Weighty. He's going to mirror.
At least Weighty didn't have to take the death warp down there. He just mirrored right out.
Yeah, at this point with the red mail would have been a kind of a pain. He's going to venture into the dark. The sort of ironic thing here is the lamp is...
He's going to get the lamp at the end of this.
Yeah, and we'll see. I think with the mirror and the gloves, probably going to pull what Andy pulled and just save and quit the sank and go the quick way.
Yeah, I imagine.
Might see a giggle out of him from the face cam here.
Yeah, it'll probably save and quit to sank, and then probably go deal with the flute, and then flute over to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, because that hasn't been touched at all yet. Get over to 5. Bring it through the dark world to pod.
Oh, he's just going to head to the back.
Oh, yeah, I guess with the fire rod, he's probably got the time. All right, hey.
Certainly nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, you got those boots, so you can just kind of get around. And there's the torch. Oh,
The reason he missed the torch the first time, because he hit the key rat.
yeah, I mean, it's probably the best reason. And that bow for Andy now. He's going to feel good about that. Since he's already done escape, we're probably likely to see him get over to the east side just that much quicker.
All right, Tempered Sword and the lamp.
And a knowing nod. But still, well done through the back of that.
And uses the mirror to get right back out, take the portal, and now he's headed over to the pod area.
Yeah, really nice routing. Been seeing this a lot more lately, the pyramid into escape play when it's possible.
Always feels good.
Yeah, oh, he's going north.
Catfish time.
Go check the catfish. This could be big. And still, Andy going for that left side. Doesn't want to leave anything behind over in Swamp. And these could be two big checks that make a difference here. Because Weighty notably skipping this.
Yep, we know there's only one item over here, but if that one item is, I don't know, the Cane of Samaria...
Could be huge.
Ugh.
Could be huge.
I mean, Cane is all that we need for potential go mode, right? I mean, we don't know what the medallion for Meyer is, but...
Right. We'll find that out soon. Or maybe not until a pod dip.
All right, Catfish is 50 rupees.
Yeah, goodbye. All right, and the big info coming out on Andy's side now.
All right, Weighty starting at sync. We imagine this will be a flute activation.
I think so. We got the
Andy
map
gets the
on
map.
the left of the left. And on the right of the left, that big key chest, the mushroom.
Oh.
Ooh. All right, so we thought we'd find out, and well, maybe soon.
So a little bit of delayed gratification over here on our part as we wait to see what that mushroom leads to.
Yep.
Meanwhile, WeityWords activating the flute.
It's going to grant him access to that Meyer area. Really, I guess, between the lamp and the flute, only just technically getting his Death Mountain access, although having cleared most of it, if not all of it already. I guess nobody's been in Spike yet, huh?
Right. Spike's right over there.
Oh, hi, Spike.
Weighty is checking that sick kid check now. Again,
Yeah.
once again, not really important.
Yeah, collecting the Kope and taking his duck somewhere else. In particular, that Meyer area is the big open check. He's going to do the Desert Ledge and all, and then he can kind of flute back. And going to flute immediately rather than go check Agina as Andy picks his up out of Swamp. I guess, yeah, you can mirror back for that once you're done around in Meyer.
All right, let's go see what the medallion for Meyer is. Likely to be one of the two we have.
And
It
Quake.
is Quake Medallion.
Yeah, it's
That
a little,
Quake was sitting in Hype Cave, so not a big deal.
yeah, definitely on the path for both runners. Silver's out of Meyer's shed, likely to be found by Andy.
Yeah, not
Unle-
likely to skip that.
Yeah, unless somehow it ends up being,
Could have Kane in like pod, and then you're done.
yeah, and yeah, just wouldn't even think about it.
That could end up making the difference in terms of like execution here. Andy doing some poke dashes with a tempered sword to get the puffs down as quickly as possible. We've got the big key on the torch in Desert.
Making those boots required.
Well, if Desert were required.
Oh, yeah.
But Weighty's just going into Desert despite its lack of required. I mean, that makes sense.
Taking a look. It's not quite the, maybe not quite as overworld as Skullwoods, if you will, but when you're right here, why not? Maybe the Cane's here, and then, keys under the mat, as they keep saying. Myself included.
All right, Andy heading north, probably also going to take care of the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, as long as you notice you got those two reds, I think you gotta do this check right now.
We'll see if Andy decides to go to pod after this.
All right, piece of heart. Out of Desert for Weighty. He's going to continue for a bottle. And so that's the two items.
Yep. So we do not expect Weighty to go to the boss here.
Yeah, no reason. It's not the green pendant, and we have no reason to think it's a pedestal seed.
Right.
Yeah. Although, notably, I suppose.
Cane of Samaria could absolutely be there.
It sure could.
Nope.
There it is. Well, it's always nearby. Whatever you need from Meyer seems to always be nearby. All right.
Okay.
Goma.
Yep.
All right. 55 minutes in, WeityWords is going to be circling the drain on this one. He managed to get those silvers out of the Meyer shed. And with that placement of the cane, it would seem pretty likely that Andy's going to end up with them as well. Generally see those checks in that order as you did for Weighty.
So we're going to get to go mode Pod, Mire, and Turtle Rock. Now, Turtle Rock and Mire, in terms of go mode, there's not really much change.
Yeah, and even Pod probably leans closer to the full clear side in its go mode, but it depends heavily on that key distribution.
Yeah, Pod, in my opinion, has sort of the widest variance.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, if you get all you need is just, one small key and one big key?
Yeah, in theory.
But there's a ton of keys, small keys in the front of Pod. Often the big key is there as well, but not always. You could see a sort of dastardly dark maze big key or something like that.
All right, well, let's see what WeightyWords does here in Mire.
Yeah, he's going to check the end of the bridge here first, hoping...
And, I mean, he's got silvers, red mail, and tempered. I mean, I would be comfortable at this point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. This should be no issue to finish. Plenty of arrows to boot, as we noted earlier. But Andy found his way up to Catfish on the way to what could have been a pod play. And we'll see if he's going for his flute now as well, starting at Sank.
But he's going to go for the flute. We'll see if he decides to flute to 5 or 6.
Right. And 300 rupees so far out of Misery Mire. So that's one of the items. Not that they'll really count for too much at this point. But at this point, it's more not a big key. Gonna grab a small off of there.
Yeah, and it's really hard to see. You know, I certainly wouldn't fault anybody for going to 5. There's far more items over there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When you look at how quick the checks are in Mire, though, I think that is probably the deciding factor for Weighty to make the decision to come here.
Weighty deciding to skip the vanilla big key chest for now.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to sink that time if you don't have to.
And there it is.
You don't have to. There we go. That's a big key, a small key. He's going to probably just head back through where he was earlier.
Yeah, just head left here.
Yeah.
Go up.
Yeah.
And Andy fluting to 6, so this is, again, going to be pretty close once he gets that cane.
Sees he can get in. Going to go to Shed, get his
We'll
silvers.
get the silvers.
Go to Checkerboard, get that cane.
So at this point, once the Cane of Samaria has been found for both runners, this will be an execution battle for the ages.
Yeah, and we're going to see just about probably, Mire entry while Weighty has made it to Vitreous about.
And Andy is going to decide to not go to Desert just yet, which is going to pay off quite a bit.
Yeah, Weighty taking that trip into the desert now represents a slight time loss in a way. You know, still maintaining something of a lead here.
Also maintaining that spooky glitch from way back in the day.
Well, it's almost Halloween. You got to keep it going.
Of course.
And there it is. Now Andy at 5830 just has to find the keys.
All right, WeightyWords making his way toward Vitreous. I feel like silver strats are going to be the thing here, yeah.
Yeah, good and safe, plenty of arrows. I mean, you could get up there and just try to do your dashes and spins, but, red mail's fine, just maybe a bit low on health.
Switching to the mirror right after firing that final arrow.
Yep, it's a good move. Right after this, go see some flute action, make sure he gets back over to Pod, and of course the sort of classic TR is your last dungeon finish.
Mm-hmm. And this will definitely be a flute to 5 from here.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, this seed being pretty straightforward for both of our runners here.
Yeah, we'll see how nice this Pod big key ends up being too, or if there's a couple of spots where it could be that we possibly generate some variation between the two routes, depending on just the gut feelings and preferences of our runners.
All right, WeightyWords heading to Palace of Darkness.
Yep. Andy open up with that same route. You go to the bridge, and I guess for him, maybe that hover was in the cards if the big key had been there.
I mean, I would say absolutely.
Yeah, he's been pretty much itchy feet.
That's the one place in this seed where it actually would have saved time if it had been there.
Yeah. We'll see if he ends up opting for the cutscene. I think both these runners thinking fast more than anything, and so probably also going to eschew it and find the big key about as quick.
Yeah, so you check this first chest. If it turns out to be a small key, you know you have to go for the big key, for the middle big key chest, so you just do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you piece the heck out.
Yeah. And he finds the item, and he knows what's going on.
All right, small key for Weighty.
He's going to run it right down the middle.
That is ideally the best play here. Still looking for the big key. And most of the items are this direction.
Yep. Spins at the pop the center, gets another small key. It's going to cut back.
Gonna go to the vanilla big key chest.
And there is a chest available in the basement, and so this doesn't necessarily have to be the small key right here. But if it's the big key, I think it has to be the small key downstairs then, which actually turns out to be kind of a smooth route.
Not necessarily. The right-hand side could have some keys.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we do have bow in hand already. So,
We
bottle
got a
here.
potion there.
Yeah. Half magic.
And
power
there's the
coming.
big key.
Oh, baby. So he's going to mirror out, hit that
He
right
is going
side.
to need to go right side to
Absolutely.
get a small key.
Yeah, at least he knows it's on the way, though.
Yeah, the two chests on the right side at this point are guaranteed to both be small keys.
And we're going to count that spin move as movement tech.
Oh, it was.
100%, yeah. That was
No,
great.
seriously.
Yeah. Taking advantage of the mask on that mini helmet.
Like, that is calculated.
Yeah. And nice move. I just love watching him slide around. So Silver's going to make the Garayas or Mimics here. Just easy work. And heads up the right side. And very nice. And planning for winning. Gets that key. Hammer dash right off the ledge. Look at him go. And he does have the Samaria, so we're going to see him not bother with the statue. Just drops the block. Meanwhile, Andy dropping the arrows. Taking down Vitreous. It's a close one. Andy definitely with Weighty with a considerable edge here in terms of just like dungeon progression. But real tight here.
Could, of course, come down to the location of that Ganon's Tower big key.
Yeah. Or honestly, I mean, Andy went to Turtle Rock earlier and did clear one chest. It's one more that Weighty will likely check.
Yeah,
he kind of has to.
But I imagine that, Andy took a little bit longer to get that than
I suppose
than
he
Weighty
did.
will.
Man.
All right, WeityWords heading into the turtle room.
Yep. Get a little preview there in the L. And now the big Royal Rumble. All right. Oh, not quite dashing through, but that's all right.
All right, time for Helmasaur King.
Yep.
17 hammers to the face.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just 5 left.
And a silver arrow to the jewel. And
Very
it's
nice.
dead.
Yeah. Just about as quick as you can get that with that RNG. He was playing real nice. No fireballs, no tail.
And Weighty
Hardly had
finishing
time.
it off. Finishing
As
off
Andy
pod
enters.
right as Andy enters pod.
Yeah. Kind of getting a nice representation of what the distance between these two is. Both of them just playing out of their minds. It's been a lightning quick seed. Pretty nice, as they say, in terms of like, the ice rod was on a route you were gonna take and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Andy pretty much routing this dungeon just the same as Weighty had too. There's a good amount of sensibility and metagaming that goes into this stuff. Oh, he's gonna bring it over to that ledge chest. We saw Ack make an attempt at this yesterday. And there it is. Pulls another key out of that. So he's gonna be chock full of small keys here.
Didn't realize you could go in from that side. I've seen people come in from the bottom.
Oh. Yeah, now Weighty on his way up the mountain.
So yeah, that is actually going to save Andy some time, as when he gets the big key, he's not going to have to go down the right-hand side.
Oh, yeah, he'll be able
Get
to just
those
run it
keys.
straight back.
So yet another one of those minor scenarios where the hovering tech can really save you some time.
Yeah, it's sort of a low probability circumstantial, but hey, very present and real in this particular race.
I would say if you're just starting this out, probably not the first tech you want to learn.
Oh, no. There's some more important things to do.
I mean, it looks super swag,
Yeah.
but not really the best, most important speed tech for this game.
Yeah. Well, Weighty going to come down here and get the small key without the cane. We saw Andy get this earlier. And head over to that fire rod room.
All right, so we got the one small key.
Yep. Seems like you'll often see the big key over here on the right side.
It's quite possible. So in Turtle Rock, in order to complete the thing, you do need 3 small keys and the big key. And you'll probably steal a small key from the pokey while you're doing it, and that'll get you there.
Yep.
Unless, of course, the big key is in its vanilla location, in which case you need to get all of the small keys.
Right. So we got small, and we got big.
Oh, that is the best possible Turtle Rock opening
Yeah.
right there.
And Andy's certainly going to follow the same path. So this seed wants him to go fast. And
I mean, I guess
inclined to
theoretically,
oblige.
the best possible Turtle Rock opening would be if there's another small key here in the
In the
chain
chest.
jump room.
That would be just fantastic. Because we pick one up for this door, we've got one for that door, and so the probability here, I think, is like kind of stacked against. But he's going to wait for those chomps to move, so he... Oh, one blocked out, but that's all right. Dodging, and red rupee. So, going to do a little hunting for more keys, but altogether, this dungeon, even when you're in go mode, pretty straightforward, close to the full clear. Most time save we're probably going to see is just you get to skip upwards of 3 chests on the bridge. Down goes Helma for Andy. He has that big key. He doesn't need anything else. So as you were saying, you steal the key here.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're pretty much a key for a key, or, you know, nothing you need anyway.
Now, similar to last night, WeightyWords probably going to go ahead and skip the big chest and just head to the back. The worst case scenario here would be small key in the vanilla big key chest and small key in the big chest, which would mean he wouldn't have a small key on the way there.
Right, and we're going to see him take that risk here.
The odds of that occurring, you know, a priori without any other prior knowledge is not high.
No,
those are the numbers.
Yeah, there's more chests downstairs than upstairs, basically, is what that one comes down to.
And it's not going to bite him.
Yeah, oh man. We'll see if Andy makes the same call.
I imagine he will.
Yeah. At 109, these two, I mean, they know it's the semis. They know each has a very good opponent they're facing.
Yeah.
They want to go fast. They know it's going to take some doing.
And neither of them has any real reason to head to Laser Bridge here.
Right.
Like I said, even I would be comfortable with this set of equipment and just go mode everything.
Yeah. So since you got the key, he's going to make a sharp left here after the mini Helma. And knowing his geometry, he knows he can get that key dash for free. Oh. There we go. Speaking of dashes, got the cane dash. Misses the pokey. Always a good move. And pretty soon we're going to see a Trinex fight. And so maintaining about that dungeon apart. You know, obviously these dungeons all take a little bit different time. But Andy's throwing down his third platform as Weighty departs his last. And we're seeing the quick here from Weighty. Oh, the tail does get wagging, though.
Yeah, you're gonna have with the tempered sword. You're definitely going to get at least one of those.
Yeah, gold sword you can get it in without even seeing him pop out once, but once you get in this phase 2, pretty
well
textbook.
done for WeightyWords.
Yeah, this is great. And that's going to be crystal number 7 for WeightyWords. So we're going to Ganon's Tower.
Let's get the numbers in.
What do we do now?
22 locations for Ganon's Tower, which can contain that big key. Get your numbers in right now.
Yeah. I want to see another torch big key. There's been like 3 or 4 of them on the restream, and I just think it's great to see, like, all right, yep, GT's done, let's go.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, going for fast seeds is certainly great, especially this early in the morning.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to get back to bed, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, or at least out to breakfast.
Yeah, seems good.
Yeah, these guys.
I think breakfast just ended.
Oh, are we at 10:30? Dang.
Rip breakfast.
Yeah. But I guess we'll never know what was on the mushroom. I don't think he quit.
Nope.
Got there. No need to.
Nobody checked the mushroom.
Yeah, that Meyer area was a very kind finish to the seed, and we're seeing Andy now going to steal that pokey key. That's the definite play you make, and we're going start left. And big key is on the torch. Hey.
What are you doing over here?
I don't know. I'm just saying words, man.
Fair enough.
So obviously he doesn't nope right out. He wants to get one small key, and there's one more attached to a mini Helmasaur upstairs. Between those two, he's got a clear path up to Agate 2, which gives him a clear path to the Ganon fight.
Well, if you guess number 1, congratulations. You are some sort of psychic, and we will be holding your witch trial later today.
Oh, man. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, that's true. We might waive it for now.
Much
obliged. Also a key in the big chest for Andy.
Nice. Yeah.
So now we know where all 4 keys are.
Yeah. And so he did end up going around for that, and so it's going to represent a little bit of time here. Meanwhile, WeightyWords taking the free key dash as you do.
It's a freaky dash?
Free key dash.
I know.
Yeah. In October, it might be a freaky dash.
Seems good enough.
Yeah. Can't get the Coco attack in there, so, I mean. And manages to stay on. Always good.
And into the gauntlet for some quick kill action.
Yeah. Getting the 50-50 with the Stalfos and Silver. I don't know if it's exactly 50-50, but sometimes he runs out of the way.
Now, the first Stalfos, you can usually get it.
Yeah.
It's the second one that's hard to get.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got the other chancy one coming up in the final room. But first, some pink Zazax. But he's coming right around the corner. Very nice. All right. And,
Nails it.
They're playing nice. Fast seed. Even in the tiny ways. All right, here comes Lambo 2. We got plenty of silver arrows. He's got them out. Looks like a 1, a 2, a 3.
Crunch.
Yeah. Down goes Lambo. WeightyWords just absolutely on a mission here, quite obviously. Gonna double back for the heart. Can't blame him.
Kane and Samaria ready to go for these glorious Whisper brooms.
Yeah, they're just so much fun. Alright, doesn't matter how many times I see them. It's like very simple, but just not often you get a room that's very specifically designed for this item. Alright, try next down for Andy. Easy fight. Alright. First torch room. And getting firebarred out of the fire rod dash, but still plenty of time to get through the door.
And gonna go ahead and wait, it looks like, on the torch just to make sure we don't despawn the tower.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty awful scenario.
Yeah, with the way some of these triggers activate, if you get 2 of them at the same time, in particular the room change, you end up despawning pretty much all the stuff on the rest of the tower, and you cannot continue. It's about as bad as a death and maybe a little more frustrating.
Andy, meanwhile, opening up Ganon's tower.
Yep.
So he'll be joining Weighty in there.
Yep. And we got the magic refill right before Moldorm 2 here. We got the boots, the temper. No reason to think this is going to be anything more complicated than what it just was. Andy going to start off on the right. We'll see. Likely doing a very classic open of just the two on the right and then fly left. But the small keys can weigh people to the right sometimes. And
especially when there's two of them.
Yeah. There's a certain bit of logic involved with the keys that makes sure you can access the compass room. So he's going to spend some time here.
Well, WeightyWords up to the Aga 2 fight.
Yeah.
Time for Geometry Wizard of Doom. And just the one.
Yeah. Pretty good angles to possibly get the double or the trip, but just a little wide. But there's a double. And this is a pretty nice setup, too. Certainly manageable. Oh, but the blue ball gets in the way.
Oof.
Yeah. Shame when you get those angles vertically. Horizontally, that one would have been a cake. Oh. And that's probably too close for the trip anyway, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Down goes Aga 2. Andy going to sneak through. Dashing, most likely grabbing the small key and getting out, yeah. And then he's going to go see that he's well equipped for the rest of this climb. Could be able to mirror right after he bonks that torch and collects his prize.
All right. Ganon's fight coming right up here in the pyramid.
Yep. In this corner. I thought
in
it was
this corner, one giant pig weighing in at 474 pounds.
And in this corner, the Hylian. WeightyWords.
Armed with way too many items.
Yeah, plenty of arrows for this fight, plenty of magic. It's going to be a pretty textbook affair. And while, you know, maybe the Master Sword Silverless is the ultimate execution fight, I think for what has been a very fast seed, seeing pretty much the quickest fight you can get off of Ganon is a fitting
slightly
end.
missed the 1-in-1 cycle there,
Yeah.
but you know what?
Not bad, though.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, gets the first hit in. Does have to worry about the fire bet, but that's all right. Gets the slash in to avoid the second.
And two more to finish it off.
Yep. Playing very nice here. Yeah. Oh no, silvers. We sure do. And that's going to be a 1.
Lighten it up. Can
And
we get the triple?
I was going to say this is prime opportunity. Just goes for the double, and oof, does get that fourth hit in. Now let him cross the bridge.
Wait, he just has to get across the bridge, and this will be the end of the match.
Is Andy now through the gauntlet?
And time. That's a 1:18:02 for WeightyWords.
Yeah.
Finishing off
Absolutely
right here.
Fantastic race. And GG's to both. Andy going to give it the hard stop there. Lambo 2 with the fireball.
Yeah, very close race between Andy
Yeah.
and WeightyWords. Andy on Landmo 2 as WeightyWords was finishing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where the time came from on that.
Well, I mean, there was left side swamp.
Yeah, left side swamp.
There were a few other just random checks.
Yeah, because even
Weighty found the boots a little earlier, you know.
I guess that's true. Yeah, and even the trip back in the desert, well, not back in, but in the desert, not quite enough to push it backwards, but yeah. Then I guess Turtle Rock, he did go for the big chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, and one for the ages, certainly worthy of this semifinals bout.
Yeah.
Both runners putting on a great show. This means WeightyWords advances to the final later.
And so we
7
will
p.m.
see about getting these two runners over to talk about that race here in a bit. But for now, we will take a short break, and we'll see you on the other side of these ads for a minute.
I'll be right back. Got our runners here, the victor, WeityWords, and Andy, going to be finishing up with that third place tie. Congrats on a race, well run, both of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely super fun to watch, and a real quick one, as it were. Even kindly given the silvers before that go mode, make sure you get through. Any thoughts on the routes you took? Any big things that you sort of signposts you saw or anything where you were able to sniff the seed out?
Yeah, it was a pretty straightforward seed. There's nothing too crazy about it. Yeah, it was. I'm glad there was kind of a good jet seed because all the other seeds I've had been kind of trash.
Yeah, I've
So
seen
it's
quite a
nice.
few like 150s and stuff, even from guys like you.
Yeah.
That it's just like, oh, I guess it was just one of those.
I was just really scared about pendant ice the whole time. I've been burned by that.
I definitely
Yeah.
brought it up as soon as we had that Dark World check, just like, oh, one of those. But yeah, and what about you, Andy?
Yeah, it felt pretty fine. Like the only
Yeah.
really like out of the way thing was like K45 ice rod.
Oh, yeah.
But even that wasn't like out
For
of the way
ice
at
rod,
all.
that's super
Yeah.
nice, right? Yeah. Especially with the mirror was
King's Tomb.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, and it was sort of a weird mixed up way to get there with the mitts up on the mountain. But
Got to see some pretty interesting things that I hadn't really seen before. Notably,
weighty with the chest.
yeah the
Purple chest thing.
yeah.
That was,
yeah the invisible purple chest.
Yeah.
Also the less optimal in terms of rupees, but way faster in terms of time archery game.
Oh yeah, the double clip.
Yeah, the
Super
double
nice.
99 archery game.
Hey,
Absolutely.
nice.
Yeah, just slide to the left. Yeah, very nice. And actually, I think neither of us were really quite there on the particulars of that purple chest glitch. How does that work, do you?
It's just that there's like when you mirror, it doesn't disappear right away.
Gotcha.
Like you talk to the guy before the chest disappears. So if you're like close enough to him, you'll get the chest reward wherever the chest, as long as the chest is in the dark world somewhere.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a timing issue.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
sweet. Yeah, very cool.
So you could just leave it just anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere.
Yeah.
As long as you mirror right next to the I don't know his name, actually.
That's not
Well,
even fair.
I don't know if he has a name.
He's like a thief.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I guess sometimes we call him Gary.
A reformed
But yeah.
thief.
Yeah, both of you guys pulling off that sort of newfound Harapot clip in
Yeah.
easy order.
I
had-
can thank Andy for that.
Yeah.
Watching him for the bootsless setup.
Nice. Yeah, very cool.
I had a perfect moth
Yeah.
fight, which was really nice.
Yeah,
Argus, I mean, everything went pretty well.
Yeah,
It ended up coming down to me just, like, making sure to check all my bases and checking overworld stuff instead of, going to where everything ended
yeah.
up
It's one of
being.
those things. Like, do you take that risk because the stakes are high, or do you go for stable because the stakes are high? And
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I did right side because I was like, this
Yeah.
scene was really nice. Like, if Weighty did anything, like, out of the ordinary, then I'm probably ahead. So
Yeah.
I did right side to, just cover that base.
Yeah, with the two big key or the
Yeah.
two small keys there rather than the chest,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, oh, well, we're like more than halfway to logically this is
Yeah.
there. So yeah,
And then, like, swamp into pyramid fairy, catfish, all that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent chunk of time.
yeah,
Hovering
About the
Turtle
only-
Rock, that was like a minute or something.
yeah.
Yeah. About the only thing that you did that Weighty didn't was left side swamp.
Yeah, then
Okay,
that
yeah.
was
And
like
we
the-
were sitting here like, if that mushroom turned out to be a thing.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we're gonna know
There's a
soon,
mushroom over there.
Yeah.
or in
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Well, at that point,
Yeah.
like, you still needed like 3 items or something, and so
Yeah.
I was like going straight back. Like, there's probably gonna be, if there's anything on left side, it's just a time loss.
Right.
So might as well just do it.
Right.
But yeah, and then it was like 300 rupees or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, fantastic race. Like I said, pretty straightforward, very fast, very entertaining.
And great execution from both of you all
Yeah.
around. Just like,
yeah, really
I'm sitting
showing
here
why
like,
you're here.
I'm just sitting here like, I should probably just quit.
Yeah, absolutely. Showing off why you're here in the semifinals and how you got through the previous round. So, congrats on an excellent tournament. Unfortunately, last match for you, gonna get that 3rd place tie. You've got another one at 7 o'clock tonight. Yeah.
gotcha.
So good luck with that. And
thanks.
So are we awarding the trophy here? Is that what we're doing?
oh yeah, we do have trophies as well as obviously the cash prize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is we have the
Those
third place,
those are pretty cool.
second place
Nice.
trophies here.
Yeah.
And this one is going to go to Andy because we don't really have a split for 3rd place, but there
Yep.
we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Hey, get a round of applause for these runners.
And one of these is going to go to WeightyWords. We don't know which one, but you can't have it yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mine.
I can't just pick one. 'Cause
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
No, you got one more thing to face off against.
yeah, Gem or OC might not mind if you pick this one.
Oh.
I mean, I guess whoever lose Gem and OC might mind.
Yeah.
Jim and Aussie be facing
Yeah.
off this afternoon around 3 or something.
3:30, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's going to be another exciting one. You find out who's the other half of that 7 p.m. match then. Thank you guys again for an excellent run putting on the show with this tournament. It's been a lot of fun.
Anything else you guys want to add before we wrap it up here?
I just want to apologize to the Germans. They weren't able to knock me out this tournament like they wanted to so bad. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Just the way it goes.
It's like I want to apologize to the entire nation of Germany.
Well, thank you guys again. Thank you, crowd, being here, enjoying the race. Chat for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks to you guys for coming in the race.
Oh, yeah. And our tracker, Anod, for keeping it all lined up. And I think it's going to be it for us. We're going to have another commercial break. And it looks like we've got Super Mario Maker 2, Zero Planes versus Timp. That's a semifinal match you don't want to miss. And Andy, I understand, playing a little later today.
Yep, 2
Some more
o'clock.
Super Mario Maker. So, yeah, stick around. It's going to be good. See you, everybody.